This is Seán, aka Seán Gran, and this is the MP3.WAV podcast. And today I'm joined by a true pioneer in modern jazz, pianist, composer, producer who blends jazz with dub, drill, two-step, Afrobeats, all kind of genres. He's collaborated with the likes of Jordan Muldrow, Mala, Andrea Triana, and Nubaya Garcia, just to name a few. And as part of the Ezra Collective, became the first jazz act to win the Mercury Prize in 2023, and the first act to win the Group of the Year at this year's BRIT Awards, right?
Yeah.
Man like Joe Armon-Jones, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. It's nice to see you, man.
Yeah, I know it's been a long time. We said 2017.
Yeah, it's been forever, man.
Yeah, because I interviewed you and Oscar Jerome, another incredible musician, in 2017 as part of SumoChief.
Yeah.
And then, you and Maxwell Owin played on my first ever live radio show on Radar Radio. And that was amazing. You did the Congi Somnium.
Yeah, man. A lot came from that, you know.
I was about to say, I think it will come up later on, but...
Yeah, loads of things came out of that little performance, man. It was a nice...
Yeah. I remember Deep Heads reposting it as well back in the day.
Yeah.
And sharing it. But how you doing?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I've been all right.
Yeah?
Just been trying to sort of take some time off after a big chunk of touring.
It's been a big year for you and a lot of the people that you're involved with.
Yeah, man. I've been sort of juggling, like, releasing an album and also touring a different album with a different project.
An album in two parts as well.
Yeah, so essentially it felt like releasing two albums, but yeah. So I've been just deep in projects for quite a long time, man. It's been wonderful though.
Yeah, did it feel like a breath? Like you got to take a breath or like a weight off your shoulders once the second part came out? Yeah,
definitely. I think, or even the weight was gone once I sent it off. To be honest, man, once I sent it off to the people to cut the vinyl and stuff like that. Once we'd finalized the masters, the weight was gone, man. Because I was trying to mix it myself and I was going backwards and forwards, and definitely like that day when I sent it off and it was the sort of point of no return was a relief.
Yeah. So I just want to paint a picture of the history of us crossing paths as well, because you've crossed paths a few times. So when I interviewed you and Oscar Jerome back in 2016, you had just told me about Ezra Collective right at the end of the interview. I listened back to the interview this week and I've not listened since we recorded it.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot back then. I thought Yusuf Kamal was one person back then.
Yeah.
And you made a point of telling me it was not. So
jokes.
You told me about Maxwell Owin. I had no idea who that was, and I soon would learn about how much he's touched on everything. So I'm literally just going to play a clip of that interview.
Oh, wicked.
This is a clip of Joe talking about Ezra back in 2016.
Playing a band called Ezra Collective that we just dropped an album, so we're not putting anything out for it.
Ezra Collective, yeah.
Ezra Collective.
That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah. We dropped it like 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Okay, what's it called?
Chapter 7.
Man.
Is that like the 7th album or?
No.
Okay, I was going to say that's a lot of work you guys be putting out.
It's the first one, bro.
The one just looked different, so it looked like a 7, huh?
No. The next one would be like chapter 5 or something.
Yeah, working backwards. That's cool.
Exactly.
So it's been a long time, and I'm extra grateful to have you here, and reflect on those kind of things as well. Back in that 2016 interview, you and Oscar had talked. Sorry, let me actually set the scene. You were part of a 4-piece band called SumoChief.
Yeah.
Originally Yancey Boys, inspired by Dilla. It feels like a long time ago, but listening to that interview, it was fresh. You were in it, right?
Yeah.
I think Sumo. What was the second project? Because first it was Sumo Treats, then it was Sumo Beats.
Yeah, or the other way around. I can't remember.
Maybe, yeah. I think the Watermelon cover. No, the Watermelon cover came first. Yeah, so Sumo Treats was after. You're right. In that interview, you talked about a lot more music coming from the band. What kind of happened to SumoChief?
I think everyone just got too busy with other projects, really. It got to that point where people were just going in different directions with different things. And, Oscar was doing his thing. I was starting to do more of my own gigs, and with Ezra, it was just juggling a lot of different projects at the same time.
Yeah. And on the Sumo Beats remix project, where you had like Too Late, Handbook, all these amazing producers.
Yeah.
I believe his name, and I've met him before. He's worked with me on my compilations too. Devo.
Yeah.
He had a remix of One of One,
Yeah.
and there's an amazing music video of them on the back of the bus.
Yeah, that was a really fun night, man.
Yeah, how did that come together?
Just like how everything came together back in those days. It just seemed like you just put a few messages out, and after a couple of hours, there's just loads of people there. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know how we did it now. So looking back, it's like you'd think you'd need like a video organizer and like a
like
producer,
a whole shooter, exactly, director.
But there was none of that, man. There was just like a couple.
It was
of
just
people.
the bat signal in the sky.
Yeah, man. It was great. I met loads of people that night that I've sort of known ever since, and been bumping into ever since.
That's a beautiful thing about the genesis of what you guys were starting as well. It must have been just so organic.
Yeah.
Because I had Jamie Isaac on yesterday, and he was saying, like, I asked him about the scene, and we'll get into that later, but he was saying that no one even knew it was a scene. People had to tell them.
Yeah.
Like, because you're in the heart of it, you're on the inside looking out, right? So,
yeah, it's true, man.
Yeah. Going back to Turn to Clearview, your debut album, right? Your debut solo album. How was the process of putting that together? Like your solo work for the first time?
So I would say Starting Today was my debut solo.
Sorry, Starting Today is what I meant, but yeah.
I mean, something people say EP and then Turn to Clearview, but yeah.
Yeah. Because Starting Today, how many tracks was that? It was a good few. Like,
it was 6 tracks, so you could call it, but they were long tracks. So I don't even know the rules anymore. So
yeah, and honestly, those are things that like media and society put. Like those are labels that everyone else has put. You know?
So Starting Today, I put out.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day it was now. Like 2018, maybe.
It was 2018. Yeah. Because Turn to Clearview was 2019.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're working fast.
Yeah, you did a lot of work. So how is it putting together your debut solo project then with Starting Today?
I think like at the time I wasn't thinking of it like a debut solo project. I was just thinking I just want to sort of document this time.
Yeah.
Document the people that I'm playing with. And then once I'd done the recording session, and it was like, I think we just did one day, and everyone came through, tried to just get as much done in one day as I possibly could. Yeah. Probably due to budget and things like that,
Yeah.
And then, when I got home, listening back to the stuff, I was like, oh, this is an album if I get it done right, And then I sort of started trying to like headhunt myself a label, really, like just going around and talking to people.
Yeah.
I think I was showing people Starting Today, I think the track Starting Today, and just trying to get a feel for who would be interested. And then I managed to get it to Giles at Brownswood, and he was like, he loved it, and he was putting together We Out Here, the compilation at the time, and was trying to think about who to be on that. They asked me to make a tune for that. I think that came out before Starting Today, maybe, so that technically was the first thing that I ever put out. Go see the tune on We Out Here.
Yeah.
But man.
He goes Charles Peterson as well.
Yeah, he really, really helped me get going with that and just take it seriously, really.
Yeah. Almost Went Too Far. You're singing the vocals on that, right?
Yeah.
Was that one of your first vocal experiences, and was it partially inspired by Thundercat? This is a bit of a random question.
I think I was inspired by Thundercat's like approach to singing.
Yeah.
Like he's not, without meaning to drop loads of shade on him, he's not what,
conventional.
He's not like an Aretha Franklin when it comes to like vocals, but the thing that he does is just like uniquely him, so it works really well. Yeah. I kind of have this with the singer from Steely Dan. There's like something about his vocal tone that I'm like, I don't know whether I can classify him as like
a traditional.
Yeah, well, like just one of the great singers. Yeah. But he's so uniquely him.
Yeah, the impact is still on.
Yeah, just I think there's something to be said about just having a unique sound that no one else can copy. Yeah. And then, that really speaks volumes, really. So I think, I was influenced by a bunch of things for that, really. I was just kind of trying to, that anything that has that kind of vocoder, like Zapp and Roger. Yeah. A couple of other things that just remind me of that, like, waved out vocal sound that isn't just clean vocals,
Yeah, it was raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, dope. Moving on to your early work with Ezra Collective, because as we just heard, you were talking about Chapter 7 like it was a brand new thing by then, because it was brand new. The title track with Ty, R.I.P. to the legend, was an early standout for the band. How did that project come together?
That project was the 5 of us just sat in a room, really, like
Yeah.
Abbey Road. We managed to get some free time at Abbey Road, sort of amazingly.
Yeah.
Just like late at night after they'd finished recording.
After hours, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, man, we just went in and played what we were playing. None of us knew about any sort of studio craft, studio technique or anything like that. We just had an engineer and just played the same way we'd play on a gig, really. So,
yeah.
But Chapter 7, like, definitely came out, even sound-wise, that came out really nicely.
Yeah. How was it working with Ty?
It was a real honour, man. We kind of knew him before that. We were doing some gigs as almost like his backing band.
Okay.
Did a few performances with him, just playing his music. So, yeah, when it came time to make the tune, we just sort of reached out to him, man, and the rest is history.
Yeah. So Chapter 7, again, debut project from Ezra Collective, is named after the book of Ezra, Chapter 7. And the text from that is on the artwork. So who named the project and the band?
It's weird, man. Like, things just kind of worked out with the Chapter 7 being... I remember the conversation about naming the project. This will probably stir up controversy, but I think I came up with the idea of Chapter 7. But I think in my mind, I was like, we'll do Chapter 7, Chapter 6, Chapter and go. Like,
you mentioned Chapter 5 in the interview. You said the next one would be Chapter 5.
Yeah, like a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
I think it might have just been luck that Chapter 7 was... Is Chapter 7 the book of Ezra?
So the lyrics on the
I know
actual
they are,
cover.
yeah. That's TLC, the bass player from Ezra.
Yeah.
He designed that cover. He's a really good graphic designer.
Okay.
So he definitely put the lyrics from the book of Ezra. I don't know whether... it could be. If it is, that's a
deep cut.
That's just a win.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how it came together then, but
yeah,
those are from the book of Ezra, Chapter 7. So I thought it was that was the whole thing, because Ezra Collective, book of Ezra.
No, I think
the story seems a bit hazy, but
that's TJ working backwards like a genius.
Nice one. Chapter 7, 2016 release ends with Colonial Mentality. This is a bit of a deep question. Colonial Mentality plays in the intro track of your next project, which is Juan Pablo the Philosopher, right? Then Juan Pablo for the Philosopher ends with Space is the Place. And then on the next project, You Can't Steal My Joy, that is the first track. It's remixed. So like, was that intentional?
Yeah. You're the first person that I know that's clocked that though.
Okay.
Well done.
What was the intention behind that?
Just exactly that, to have a cool moment like this where someone's like, oh, yo.
I wish you'd continued it. I understand it must have gotten harder after that, but like...
I think it's continued.
Okay.
I think...
There's still little remnants, because you do have live intros of like recording and stuff. Okay.
So like, I think Dance No One's Watching starts with...
It's like a dubby intro, isn't it? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, but it's like a dub version of a Sun Ra tune.
Yeah.
I think we ended the album before with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the plan anyway, to keep that going.
Crazy. Okay, so it has kept going. I wasn't sure. But that's really cool. I clocked that. And then, so you and the other members of Ezra Collective, you met at Tomorrow's Warriors, right? Which is a jazz education and artist development organization started by Janine Irons and Gary Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me more about it and the impact it had on you?
Tomorrow's Warriors is the sort of foundation of a lot of relationships around me that I really sort of cherish and really helped me get through the music scene, music industry and whatever. It's just a lot of kids playing jazz, but out of that comes some serious bands and lineups and musicians, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gary and Janine, both of them, they're very like selfless in the way that they push sort of children's education and jazz education and stuff like that. And it's just, it made it a really cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Playing jazz, you know, which when I was younger didn't seem as cool. And then I met a load of people that made it seem a lot cooler, and I was like, this sort of keeps you like in love with it, you know.
Yeah. Have they talked to you since all the accolades and whatever Ezra has gone on to do, you know, all the amazing things?
What, Warriors?
So Janine and Gary.
Oh, yeah. We see them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Gary a lot, and I've seen Janine a lot as well, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
See them around.
I love that. And then Femi is often the speaker, right? So we introduce the band, or, you know, when I've seen you guys perform live, he's there rallying the crowd and telling everyone not to focus on us, but look at each other and be in the moment, dance, right? Has he always been a great speaker since you first met him?
Yeah, he's always been, you know, he's a son of a pastor, so he's got that sort
it's in the blood.
Yeah, from young, man.
Yeah. And then again, talking back to, you know, the times where he tells people to focus on the crowd and community, it feels like community is such a big part of Ezra Collective and a big part of what you do, from the music where you can hear in the intro is like live and there's people talking, all that kind of stuff. You have the interludes of people talking as well. What does the word community mean for you?
I don't know, that's a big question, man.
Yeah.
It's just something you miss more, or something you need more and more as you get older, for sure.
Yeah.
When you're younger, you have it for granted.
Yeah.
It's like your health. Do you know what I mean? You just, as you get older and older, you start to realize how important it is to your well-being that you have community.
Yeah.
I think when you're younger, you do have community because kids are better at doing it. Even if they're a bit more like, you know, you might be friends with this person and then stop being friends with them and hang out with someone else. But most of the time you're socializing and like people are. And then as people get older, they sort of, especially in some places in the world, they shrink their communities. And then that's where you have that problem of loneliness when people get to be really old and a lot of their friends have passed away, you know. So
yeah,
I think that community is the remedy to that, really. It's probably the remedy to like a lot of these mad things going on. The sort of manosphere stuff and people getting red pilled and whatever. All of those things, I think, is the lack of proper
youth
loving,
clubs and
just loving community around you, you know.
Health is a great comparison as well, because it feels like community is such a big part of mental health. Yeah, being able to share your burdens and, you know, feel like you're valued as well. Like, I read this book called The Courage to Be Disliked. Really amazing book. Okay. And the guy is literally saying that all problems boil down to a lack of community and a lack of giving to a community. Yeah. And it's proper deep. But yeah, that's a great comparison. Thank you so much. In the 2016 interview, you told me about Maxwell Owin, and I didn't have a clue at the time, but as I mentioned before, I soon would quickly learn to know Max on a deep level because he's touched and worked on so many things that have come out of this area, right? And just have come out of London. What is it about working with him that you enjoy so much? And how was the process of putting together the album in Archetype versus the EP in Idiom?
Good question. I mean, with Max, it's very easy to communicate musically. I think we complete each other in terms of like the things that we're good at and pride ourselves on. Yeah, aren't the same thing. So like they cross over. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's absolutely incredible at drum programming. Like taking a sample and not just using that as your drum pattern, but chopping it up and making it into something that's unique to him. And he has a sound when it comes to, he was playing me some music over the phone the other day. And even through the phone, it's like I can totally hear his sound, man. Like his drum programming style is very unique. Yeah. And so I just kind of slot in with harmony, which and chords and certain things that I've taken from jazz. And, you know, at the time of making the Idiom, we were both very influenced by kind of broken beat and a lot of some of the stuff that was happening in Berlin, like Max Grief and that scene. I was really into it. You know, I thought that was going to spawn this enormous. It did seem like it was bubbling. Yeah, like their style, they had a real sound and style, and I mean they still do. But I thought it would catch on in the UK more, and there'd be more copycats. Yeah, especially because of the history of like broken beat and rock over here. But it was sort of wasn't. But it was like something different as well. Like with the Max Grief and then Glen Astro, like Glen Astro, that's it. Yeah, those albums, Red Rivers of a Red Planet, like Rivers of a Red Planet. The Max Grave one is like That's one of the greatest albums I've ever heard, really, like in terms of the way it's put together and mixed. But anyway, but Idiom was influenced from a lot of that, really. A lot of our friends' contributions that we were working with at the time. So there's a lot of drums on there from a man called Jake Long.
Yeah.
Oscar Jerome was around the house, so I've been playing with Oscar for so long, so it's just kind of natural playing with these people. Nabaya was involved, and it just, at the time, we were just playing with who we were around, really.
Yeah.
And then Archetype was a bit more, at the time, Max was listening to a lot more sort of Bali funk and footwork and grime, a lot of sort of darker
even
sounds.
drill shows up in the
Max would listen to a lot of drill as well. I was getting these things after Max, really, so he'd get into something and I'd hear it for a while and not really understand it, and then after spending loads of time with him and seeing him,
he's almost like the translator.
He's really good at like showing you what he loves about a sound and then letting you
acquire it.
Get to that in your own time. But he doesn't sort of force it on you. He just plays it all the time, and then you'll just hear it. So Archetype ended up being much more of a darkness to the lightness that's on Idiom,
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah.
And then it's kind of the same with the artworks, really. Like it's the same artist for both. Ragofoot did the artworks.
Oh, okay.
And he just, Idiom is a lot more
bright and yellow.
Yeah, and kind of green pastures and stuff like that. And then Archetype just looks like the world exploding or something.
Very blue and dark. Yeah. I didn't know Ragofoot did the artwork.
Yeah, he did both of them, man.
Yeah.
Very talented.
Big ups Ragofoot as well.
Yeah, very talented guy, man.
Yeah. So how do you say the name of your record label?
Aquarii Records.
Aquarii, okay. So Idiom, I believe, was the first release.
Idiom didn't even come out on that. Idiom came out on Yam Records, which was a shop that Max was working in at the time.
Yeah.
But they're lovely guys. I don't think Yam Records is a thing anymore, but Idiom, we're going to re-release on Archetype very soon. I mean, it's, to be fair,
re-release on the label.
Yeah, to be fair, it is licensed under Aquarii now.
I think on Spotify, maybe that's where I looked, because I saw it there.
To be fair,
because I thought
you are
Aquarii
correct.
was newer than that.
You are I'm
offhandedly correct.
Yeah, the history doesn't add up, but you are correct.
What was the first release on Aquarii Records?
The first thing I put out on Aquarii was a tune called Pray.
Okay.
And that was like a 10-inch that I made quite early on in lockdown, I think. Or maybe just before. No, I think it was over lockdown. I just went into studio, recorded a load of dub tunes, and then at the end of the day, just did a little soul number, and that turned into Pray.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of moved from there, man. Just been doing EPs and singles for a while, and then I've just put out, my first solo album on Aquarii, All the Quiet.
Yeah. Part 1 and 2.
Part 1 and 2, man, yeah.
Can we expect more music from Maxwell Owin? I feel like he's got his fingers in everything, and he does show up, but like, I just always crave his sound. And even like I was thinking about Phoebes the other day, with the ragga.
Yeah.
Like, we need more music. Like,
yeah, that's so funny. In my bag, I've got the box that I'm carrying my 7 inches in is a box that says "Come with the ragga 7-inch."
Really?
It's just that they were storing it because
that's so random.
My partner runs the record label that they released that on.
Yeah. What label is that?
Shabin.
Okay.
Spelled Sibin.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, what was the question? Sorry.
Are we gonna get more music from Maxwell Owin?
Oh, Max
and Phoebes.
I mean, Max has got so much music just stored away.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have any like inclination. Like he doesn't really want to do releases that much. He's not really a.
Yeah, he doesn't make music for it to be.
Yeah, he just kind of makes it to make it, which is it's like a gift and a curse because it makes everything that he makes really like pure and musical.
And so rare as well, yeah.
It's super rare now.
Even with that energy to craft with that kind of mindset is so rare as well, which makes it, that must embed in the music too.
A lot of people start thinking that, but then once they've made something that they think could do well, they abandon that mindset and they're like, right,
it's instantly.
I do that, completely. Like it's hard not to. And I don't think that's a bad thing either.
No, and we also what it is a blessing and also perhaps a curse to live fully off your passion, right? Because your passion, sometimes it can corrupt you when you make money from it.
That's the thing. The living off it can change the nature of it sometimes, and then if you don't make it for that reason, or partly for that reason, or at least that's one of the things that you're looking for, it just changes that. Yeah, it just means that all the music he makes is very pure. You're not hearing him like following any kind of radio trends or
Yeah, or
anything like
chasing
that.
pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just like what's the newest drum pattern that everyone's using on
Yeah.
tunes, and then
He does himself.
he's
at
just
all times.
going on this random like other journey that is just
Yeah.
what he's listening to, and it could be anything, man. It's
Yeah.
got such sort of wide-ranging taste, and yeah, man, very inspiring.
Yeah.
But then the curse is that the curse is for us. It's not even for him. It's for us.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't get to hear.
My
a lot
ears
of-
dry up knowing how
That's what I'm
deprived I am
saying. Yeah,
of
exactly.
the archives of Maxwell Owin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
but we're working on re-releasing like Idiom and Archetype and putting some extra tracks out with that. So you might hear some.
Okay. Will that be
Some-
some alternate takes as well, or like?
Yeah, alternate takes, alternate versions, but also just some other tunes that me and Max have made because we made
Your
so
stash
much.
must be
Yeah, we got so much music,
healthy.
man. We
Yeah,
were just
yeah.
we were going through it the other day.
Fire. So moving on to A Way Back with Mala, right?
Yeah.
How did that come together, and was the Kongi Somnium remix involved in that process?
Do you know what? No, the timing was good, but that wasn't even the bridge really. It was
Yeah.
more me and Mala got put together to make a tune on another record that came out on my partner's label, Shabin, called Untitled,
Mm.
which was a project full of songs inspired by Basquiat. And me, Mala, and Nabaya made a song together. It's before I'd met him. We did over online, you know, like he was sending us stuff and then we were recording, sending it back.
Yeah.
And at one point, like we weren't really, we were trying to go in,
gelling,
we were trying to go in different directions with the tune, and I was like, oh, let me just get his number from someone and just call him, because it was just like we're just doing it by email, and it was
Yeah,
just
you
a
didn't
bit
even
like,
have numbers. Like that's
Yeah,
like quite
and there were three
static.
of us, so we
yeah.
I think we were going through someone, but anyway, eventually just chatted to him on the phone and kind of clocked that like we were trying to do a more dubstep thing and he was trying to do a more jazz thing. Like we were each trying to kind of go the other.
Yeah, you're trying to meet each other halfway.
Yeah. So we found a point that worked. But then just through that process and through that phone call as well, I was like, oh, this guy's really like very down to earth, very sort of humble, and just nice to work with, man. Like
Yeah.
the exact kind of energy that I look for in like the people I play with in my band. Like he's just fits into that category of person where it's just nice and calm to be around, but you know, a genius in his own right and with what he does. But you know, he doesn't sort of have that like celebrity air thing that even though he's in a lot of circles is like one of the top guys.
He's a goat
for what he does. Like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if you know,
And
so
an OG for sure.
yeah. So I think I just like being around that really. You know, and found him very easy to make music with and easy to. Just he taught me a lot about space, man. He leaves so much space in his music. You know, the difference. You know, when me and Max were making tunes, it was very like, you know, each song on Archetype probably had like definitely over 100 tracks on Ableton. You know, just like sort of ragging the computer processing power.
Stretching the CPU,
Yeah, man. Just like the way Max kind of makes samples and stuff is very like, he's not doing the filing and the organization at the same time. He's just kind of
feeding.
like, it's like watching someone, you know, certain painters, and like it's the way that some people work where they're just like, they're not thinking about certain sort of more like tidying up type things. They're just thinking about like this process that they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's a mad thing to watch. I've seen him do it a lot, and it's very like, you don't disturb that. You just sort of let him do it and come out of it like 45
And that's the
minutes
art
later.
of his process.
Yeah, exactly. But then working with Malo, it's so stripped down. It's ridiculous. Like you just send me like, it's a bass part that maybe has 1 or 2 notes in it, and then a kick part, hat part, and a snare part. That might be it. Like, and then he'd be like, do you want to add some bits to this? And then it's just like, it's working so well on its own without even anything added that I had to be kind of just a bit more careful about where I'm placing stuff, and just the art of leaving space, man. It's like a lot of good funk, you know, drummers like It's like the gaps between the notes and the stuff like that, the sort of weird nuances, and
Yeah.
those are the really important things for groove, really.
It makes me think of that phrase where people say like jazz is about what keys aren't played.
Yeah, which
Versus-
sounds like a cheesy sort of
yeah.
like hard to understand, doesn't really make any sense
Yeah.
type. But you can understand it from the perspective of like it's the gaps that make the notes funky. Like you need the notes, but then the gaps between the notes, the spaces that you leave,
Yeah.
is what makes it feel funky. And it's like if you're playing the notes too long and not giving them the right space, you lose that
The groove.
that groove. So
Yeah.
you know, I understand a lot of those sayings though. Like when I got told them when I was a kid, I was just like, that just sounds
Leave it.
like some,
Yeah, allow
some
it.
bollocks that you say to like, you know.
Yeah, it's
to
just the
kids.
sound pretentious or yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds deep, but it means nothing. But then a lot of those lessons when I've got older, I'm like, oh, it does mean a lot, you know. It's just, you have to understand it in context, and you kind of have to go through it yourself to understand it, you know.
Yeah, and it's funny because like history does repeat itself. Like that concept ties itself really well to the Japanese concept of ma, which is negative space.
Right.
And that's like a whole art style and a whole movement from like the Japanese like history, you know. So
Right.
it's interesting seeing how it kind of like shows up in other areas, because jazz is totally a place where that would make sense, you know.
Yeah.
The black and the white keys and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, and like I think there's another painter that used to leave loads of black space around the painting that he painted in the middle.
Yeah.
He just got famous for doing that. Like, just makes them look really kind of dark and ominous.
Yeah. Who decided to bring the ballet funk vibes on Oh Lord?
Max. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like,
Okay, so he was still involved. Yeah.
yeah. I was
He was like, you need to draw that done. Cha cha.
literally, man. That's literally it.
Yeah.
He was just at the time he was just doing that to everything. Like, it was just his,
he has
go-to.
a wave and then like
Yeah. You see how in like certain periods of time, like, you know, in the 80s, like there's just a reggae cover of every tune that came out. Like they just did all of them all in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Max is like that. He's just, once he finds like a feeling that he likes, he just does everything in that feeling for like a certain period of time.
And then there's something else.
And then
wind of
something else.
inspiration will
Yeah, something
catch
else
him,
will come in and he'll just go in on that. So Max, gave me that. I think he gave me that. I mean, that's his feature on that really. It's him like, he brought some drum programming to the table.
Yeah.
And he probably introduced me to Mala's music originally. So
Oh wow, full circle moment.
yeah, fully, man. We had a, like a signed record on the wall and stuff. Like it was, mad.
Incredible, man. How did the alternate versions of the album come together with Ryder Shafiq and Andrea Triana?
I mean, those were people. So Andrea came and did the first show that we did, the sort of release show at Earth.
That was before this was like the versions was a thing.
Yeah, I feel like we'd recorded it, but then we kind of we'd had them recorded since before the album. The original EP came out, and we were kind of umming and ahhing as to like maybe we should just do the one EP and have the vocals on there.
Yeah.
And then kind of on a last minute thing, we were like, no, this is an instrumental thing, like instrumental music, and then we'll do a vocal version of it, and that kind of makes more sense in the context of dub and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but it's really lovely working with both of those people, man. I've kind of we've played together a lot since with Andrea and with Ryder. It's nice to form those relationships.
Yeah,
Andrea's an incredible vocalist, man. Like, it was really nice to put that tune together. It was something different. Like the way she approached that song was, I never really made anything like that before.
Yeah, it took a whole new life and a whole new meaning. It took a whole new title as well compared to
fully
A Way Out, which is kept between the two, right?
Yeah.
Between your solo work, your collaborations, your stuff with Ezra, SumoChief, what's your favorite story about a collaboration that you've done? It's a deep one. Take your time.
Yeah, I mean,
or the first one that comes
it's
to
not
mind.
even really a collaboration because we haven't really put anything to paper. We've more just hung out. But like, there's a group called Lifetones.
Okay.
And I named a song after this group. I've basically been listening to their project a lot. I think it's called A Good Place or For a Reason, something like that. Amazing record. It's kind of dub punk, like.
How recent is that?
It's like I think 80s. It's at like maybe
Oh,
it's
okay.
80s or like 70s.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to that for ages, like a few years, and that was the inspiration behind the tune Life Tones that I wrote.
Yeah.
Which is like the first song on All the Quiet, part 1.
Yeah.
And I wrote this tune, named it Life Tones, and then literally like the next day got a message from a guy called Charles Bullen, who's the guitarist and the singer of Life Tones. On Instagram, it was just like, hey man, I like your music.
You must have tweaked, like.
It was just so weird. I was like,
Yeah.
it would have made way more sense if after the album came out, like,
Exactly. Like,
he
they saw it.
saw the track called
Yeah.
Life Tones, put 2 and 2 together. But he just reached out on a random one and he was like, yeah, I'm thinking about making a Life Tones 2. And I was like, oh man, absolutely would love to do that, you know.
That's insane.
So we just spent a bit of time together just chilling. But it was just, yeah, that for me was kind of just surreal. It just cemented. I was going to maybe change the title of the song. It was just a working title. I was like, Life Tones Vibes, you know. Like,
yeah, like it
like,
following suit.
yeah, this is my like version of that. And
Yeah.
And then I just kept it like that. Cause
That
I was
is
just like,
bizarre.
yeah, man. Lovely guy though, man. And really, just really talented. But that album, I would really encourage people to check out. I don't even know if the whole thing's on Spotify. So
Yeah.
that's a YouTube one.
Yeah, deep cut.
YouTube diving, man.
Yeah, one of the best things.
Yeah, where everything
these
is,
days.
man. Yeah.
Moving back to Ezra Collective on the latest album, Dance No One's Watching, the transitions, especially towards the middle and the end, are way too smooth. Like I sometimes have to rewind the track and take it all the way to the end just to deep in, be like, wow, like
yeah.
what was the story behind that? Was it like, because it feels different to the previous albums in terms of how smooth those transitions are.
I think a bit more work went into like,
The sequencing.
yeah, just getting a guy called Matt Roberts to do the string arrangements and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
And we recorded them in a lovely place called Church Studios. And it just, yeah, he did a wicked job, man, of just like taking the theme from one and stringing it to the theme from another and then just getting there in the middle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a hard thing. The hard part of it is making it sync up for cutting and stuff like that, like getting it onto the vinyl and getting it to play.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get around like the amount of time it takes for Spotify to like change tune to tune, and YouTube might be slightly different.
Yeah.
So you can put loads of work into those things, and then like all these different platforms just fuck it up.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
think they would standardize that, but I also understand why
it's
yeah.
weird that it isn't. Yeah.
Yeah. The new album is obviously all about dancing.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite tune to dance to?
Me
Yeah.
at the moment, the one that never fails at the moment is a remix of a tune called Little Man by Sia,
Yeah.
and the remix is by Wookie.
Oh, the classic. Yeah. I just played that. I did
Yeah,
a 7
everyone
hour
knows
set.
this. Everyone knows this tune, man. But
it still blows my mind. I see it.
I was late to the game on that one, man.
Oh, word,
Yeah,
okay.
I think I'd probably heard it out, but never like put 2 and 2 together. And then,
Yeah.
like, in the last year or something, it's been blowing my mind.
Yeah.
But Wookie's, you know, he's someone that like reached out after the album came out and was like, I'm listening to this shit, I'm enjoying it, and that really kind of.
And that's another OG right there.
Yeah,
like,
that really
Wookie.
sparked me out, man. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I wouldn't expect him to be feeling that kind of, well, not even that I wouldn't expect him not to, but I just
wouldn't expect
just a shock, man. Yeah,
Be
yeah.
hit up like that.
And it was around the same kind of thing. I was like listening to Sia, Little Man, like that day kind of thing. But yeah, big up to Wookie, man. What an incredible musician.
Yeah, I feel like compared to all of the garage classics, that tune specifically will set up a party differently. And there's something about the
unbelievable.
darkness of the song compared to like other songs by like maybe like Mystique and like
Yeah,
Sunship and all these remixes. They feel a bit bright.
it's because it's dark, but
It's
then
so dark.
what
but
she's singing about when you listen to it is really sweet. And
Yeah.
like, she's just chatting about her son and
yeah,
how he's just been born, and like it's just the lyrics themselves. And when you hear the original, you're like, oh, it's like
I don't think I've ever heard the original.
you understand the lyrics more when you hear the original because it's not so dark.
Yeah, it's not like dom dom dom
Yeah,
dom.
the
dom,
Wookie version
dom,
is
dom,
just
dom.
so dark.
Yeah,
It's so dark. I thought she was saying "little man," like
you're a
that
little
kind
man.
of like, yeah, like do you know what I mean? Like someone's
You
hitting
gotta
on
make
a
a dub
woman, and
remix now
she's
called
like,
Little Man.
that's what I mean. It sounds like that's the vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then when you listen to the original, man, she's just talking about her young son, how he's just been born, how like she's just proud of him and can't wait. It's beautiful.
I did not know the lyrics of that.
Beautiful lyrics, man.
I've never expected that. On our Element Act 3, there's an amazing dialogue about dancing from someone who's speaking that.
Is that which one is that? The Australian accent?
Yeah.
That's Chris. Everyone just calls him Funky Chris, man. He lives in Melbourne and he works at a place called Northside Records.
Okay.
And he's just a good friend of everyone in the band. We've known him for ages. He's a real sort of genuine character, man. Like there's no other way to say it really. It's sort of it's just like full of energy and joy. Really just like very funny guy to be around, and just very genuinely loves music and goes about it in a very what's the word? Like selfless way, do you know what I mean? He's all about the scene and he's always promoting musicians from the local area and stuff. He's a great guy.
I went to Australia to DJ a wedding in November, and Melbourne seems like a really special place. And just that whole country as well. They've got some amazing soul acts, and
Yeah, it's got there's a different thing happening there, man. Melbourne's wicked.
Yeah.
Perth's also wicked, man.
The wedding was in Perth actually.
Perth's cool, man. I enjoyed Perth.
Yeah, the people on the East Coast, like Sydney and Melbourne, they don't really understand Perth.
I think it's far for them. It's like that's really far away, and for us, it's like we've come so far. Like we might as well see it.
Yeah,
but
I've flown 24 hours to get here.
Apparently, Perth is like the furthest. This could be such bollocks. Someone could have just told me this. I'm like, that's fully a fact. But I've heard that Perth is one of the furthest cities from another city in the world.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like the distance between Perth and the nearest city is like one of the biggest.
Yeah.
So they just have their own thing going on out
there.
Yeah,
so like it's funny because it feels like almost this, like people from Sydney and Melbourne, like that's like the boonies. That's like the countries like that. They're real like, I don't even know what the English word for boonies is. I just know it because when I lived in Japan, there was an Aussie guy and he used to say the boonies, which is like the sticks.
Oh, the sticks.
So,
it's
like,
sticks,
they're like out of town is like,
Yeah.
Where I'm meant to be, we got a deluxe.
Nice.
Dance. Nice. Yeah, it was a great deluxe. It was good.
Sick.
Dance, no one's watching. Can we expect a deluxe?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure,
All right.
I mean, there's sort of deluxe things that go with it, but I don't know whether there's a whole full deluxe package on the way.
Okay.
But no, that doesn't mean no.
Yeah. Nice. After Turn to Clear View in 2019 and some of your solo releases which were a bit smaller, you dropped All the Quiet Parts 1 and 2 this year. What made you feel like now was the right time for that album? And what made you release them separately?
So I think there's never really a right time. It's just the music just comes out when it comes out. And in terms of like, there's a sweet spot. I guess there is a right time in terms of there's a sweet spot between when you've worked on something enough and when you're not sick of it.
Yeah.
Because if you keep something for too long and work on it for too long, you develop this weird like
relationship with it. Maybe it's more so there's a wrong time and you want to avoid the wrong time.
There's definitely like, it's like a phase, and then once you pass that phase, it's like, all right, now it's a lot harder to get the excitement. So I'm glad that I kind of got it out before that. But really, like I work on these things and I just work on them and it takes over my brain, and then when I feel like it's finished and it's ready to go, then I can just move on. And in an ideal world, I would just make music, send it off, and then go straight back into the studio and just start making a next thing and just do it like that.
Yeah.
But the way that the world works now, and I guess the way that it's always worked, is then you go into the process of like, all right, cool, now you're in the campaign for that album.
Yeah.
Which is its own thing, and you get to reinvent and re-explore it. But I love the studio, man. So
and there's also touring and all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, definitely. Once I've toured it, I feel like you've done the thing justice, and it's
the
like
closing chapter on it.
Yeah, you've had the chance to like play the music to people, take it around. So we're going to be touring it in October, like from like the 21st to the 31st or something.
Right.
And we're coming to London on the 24th.
Yeah. Are those the songs that Mia Koden
is going to support us? She's going to do like a dub set.
Yeah, big ups Mia.
She's wicked, man. Yeah,
she's such cool people. She worked at Radar. when we were
Okay,
doing the
really?
show. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
sick. So would she have been there that day?
I think she was. She
That's
was.
jokes.
Her and this guy called Daniel, who's part of, I forget, Scary Hours. No, I
Okay.
forget the name of their crew. Like they have a show on NTS, Scary Things.
No,
Dan.
she's
But
wicked.
yeah, big
man.
ups Mia.
Yeah, wicked.
proper
DJ.
talent. It's just nice to see her fly and do her
Yeah,
thing as
man.
well.
Yeah.
If it was like by splitting the album into two parts, because I think I was asking about why release it
Yeah.
separately as well. You let the songs breathe, and like some of the songs are like relatively long. They're not like crazy, like 10, 12-minute pieces, but like,
They're approaching that though. Some
was
of
that
them,
part of
yeah.
the intention?
Yeah, man. I just think like I was just having this experience whenever I was listening to the album. I would listen to the first hour and like have that like, yeah, I want to, you know, when you're reading a book and you don't want to put it down kind
Yeah.
of feeling. And then probably just due to our attention spans getting shorter, but like I felt like after the hour I wasn't taking in as much of the second hour.
Yeah, there's a little bit of fatigue.
And then if I do the same thing with the second hour and just wait and then start with that, it was the same thing. So I was like, I'm just going to put these in two halves, and then from that got all these kind of extra like, oh, okay, and so now it can be this artwork, and then get another artist to sort of go over that artwork
Yeah.
for the second one.
Now I'm making the comparison. Part 1, idiom. Part 2, archetype.
Yeah, it's the same
In
thing
terms of the
with,
colours
like,
in the apocalypse.
yeah, definitely. Like part 1 is the calm before the storm,
Yeah.
and then part 2 is
We're
the
in it
storm.
now.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you sequence it? Like, how did you work out? Like, what's the biggest difference for you between part 1 and part 2? How did you decide this is a part 1 song? Basically?
I was trying to balance it rather than sequence.
Okay.
I was trying to balance it like these energies.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want it to have too much of, because I just don't want it to. It's more like genres and energies kind of thing. So it's like
Okay.
it just feels like a journey in terms of
Cohesiveness.
tempos and yeah. So you're
Yeah.
not like, you know, I wouldn't put two.
Completely different genres and
Well, yeah. Well, I was gonna say I wouldn't put two like, you know, more ambient sounding things next to each other. I would think like, okay, after this ambient piece, then
Right,
I'm gonna
okay.
go into something a bit up, but then save one of them for the next album where I need something up to, you know,
yeah.
and just try and do it like the same kind of way I think about set lists on a gig. Really, I just do it. Once we start playing, I'm like, oh, okay. After this, we're gonna need something to bring it down a bit.
The
and
crescendo, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Nice. So I talked about long songs, but also Show Me on the album is probably one of your shortest songs of all time.
Yeah.
It would almost feel like an interlude if it wasn't the penultimate track, because it's the second to last on that
Yeah.
album. How did that song come together?
I was just like messing around with tape, man. Like, just when I actually have time and like a full day off, and I can get deep into a sort of a concept that could be just a waste of time or could create something really cool. I just would start to mess with the tape and like recording my vocals onto my tape machine, and then you playing it back at a slower speed, and then doing the same thing with the drums, and then trying to. It did something really nice to the drums, so I was like, okay, this is definitely. I got a take off the tape that I was like, this is definitely going in the album. Like the sound of that is the sound that I'm kind of always trying to go for. Really, with a lot of the dub stuff that I make, it's like that like older tape drum sound.
Yeah.
And then I just started singing on it and layering my vocals, and then the way I recorded them, they came in sounding quite kind of clean and digital compared to the drums. So then I just did the same thing. The vocals ran them through the
Processed them,
tape. Yeah. Just having the bit of time to just experiment, man, and just, you know.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, it really is. Like, you know, it feels at the time you're like, oh, this could just be like 2 hours of wasted time or whatever. And
Yeah.
but I enjoy doing it. So and then when you get something beautiful out of it as well, you're like, oh, that was actually a useful day.
Yeah.
Of fucking
The
around.
reaping what you sowed.
Yeah, exactly, man. But that's, you know, that's why I love studio, man. It's just one of my favorite things to do, really. It's just like have a funny idea and then just follow it down the rabbit hole and start
Yeah.
plugging things in and seeing where you go, man. Just being experimental, you know.
Yeah. So not only have you performed on a variety of stages, but you've also performed on some of the major music platforms. So you've done Colours with Ezra Collective. You originally did Tiny Desk Home with Nubai Garcia. And
Yeah.
then you ended up doing it again for real, like at the real location with Ezra Collective. How were those processes?
I mean, just I treated it like any other day, man. I kind of, with those type of things, I try and not build it up too much in my head.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Nabaya one, especially because it was like, we're not at the Tiny Desk office. We're on this, like, we're in a studio that we all know and love and done loads of records there. So it was kind of like
Home.
a home turf. It felt just like we're recording it now. We're just doing another tune for Nabaya. Do you know what I mean?
There just happens to be a camera.
Just
taking.
loads more plants in the room and stuff like that.
I was about to say, I was like,
yeah.
it's really
Doesn't
green.
normally look like that.
Did
Yeah.
NPR provide the plants?
No, not even. I think
Yeah.
Nabaya did that. She just
Yeah.
went in. But the vibe was just like a Nabaya recording session, you know?
Yeah.
So it just sounds... And then with the one in Washington, I think, even when I watch it back, it's like I've got my coat on. Like I wasn't really in like...
Performance mode.
Oh, this is NPR Tiny Desk, right? We've got to play our best ever gig, your best ever performance or whatever.
yeah.
I was just kind of like, you know, we were out there really in America. Femi was having his stag do in like New Orleans. So that
Okay.
was kind of like the main mission.
The main
I know
dish,
it
love
sounds
that.
a bit ridiculous.
I
but
hope it
like,
wasn't Mardi Gras.
no, it wasn't. It was
Okay.
it was the best time to be, man. It was just like, you could just enjoy it. And New Orleans is wicked.
Yeah, I really want to see New Orleans, especially because of the rich musical history,
It's just
the vaudeville style out there.
there's stark contrast between like this sort of rich musical history and then just like sheer madness
Yeah.
all in one street. It's
Yeah.
just kind of ridiculous thing to see. You're just like some of the drunkest people you'll ever see, and then some of the best horn players you'll ever see, like
Yeah.
all in the same bar.
Crazy.
It's a wild place.
It's a big
man.
dichotomy.
Yeah.
When you play keys, there's like a specific, especially live, there's a specific type of energy that you have that's really infectious. And, you know, you're showing different emotions, you're moving around, not just on the keys, but like you almost, you know, leaping out of your seat. How would you describe in your own words the feeling that you get playing keys, whether it's solo or in a band, in that kind of energy?
It's like when you're having a good conversation with friends, you know, like really good conversation that's funny and everyone's enjoying themselves, and just a certain feeling that you can't force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just happens, and you can't just meet a load of random people and just instigate that energy immediately. Like, it's just not how it works. Like,
Yeah.
but you know that feeling of like being around some people that you know really well. Everyone's having a good time and you're aware of that, and that kind of feeling, you can't really fake it. That's the, you know, it's just when it happens, and you just run with it, and it, you know, you lose your concept of time and stuff like that. It's a good thing. It's what we're all kind of chasing,
Yeah.
I think.
It's like a state of ecstasy.
Yeah,
Almost.
but yeah, it's like, yeah, you don't really notice at the time. It's just a thing that, you know, kind of happens. Like like I said, like a really good night with people you love. You know, it's just like, that's a feeling that you can't really put into words. It's just there, and when you're in it, you're like, oh, this is great. You know, keeping your mood up. You know.
Yeah. Have you seen Sinners?
No, I haven't seen that yet. You know.
Okay, cool. Because there's a sequence in there that I would kind of compare to that moment where like a bass player's got his most insane bass face and da-da-da. I'm not going to spoil anything because it's quite a crucial scene and it's quite unique in the history of cinema. But there's a scene in there, and I think you'll probably connect when you do eventually watch it. If you do, you'll connect it to this conversation.
People have said it's like, I got really good reviews from everyone I know who watched it. But anytime films do like a musical thing, I'm always a bit like, I'm going to need some time.
Contextually it makes sense because they're performing something within the film. It's not a musical.
Oh yeah, no, I don't mean even in that way. I just mean like
a musical number. Yeah,
or like they've done like a Miles Davis film, or like
like the Bob Marley biopic or something.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that, man. Like,
me either.
What was the other one they did? The one that everyone was talking about.
Freddie Mercury and
the drumming one. Whirlwind, was it called?
Oh, Miles Teller. Oh, what's it called? Whiplash.
Yeah. Those type of things, like,
that's a great movie, but I hear you.
Yeah, it's like, it's just weird. It's just kind of weird watching it when you're it's like the thing that you do, and it's quite a niche thing.
Yeah,
like jazz musician or whatever. Like,
it's almost like a product.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, it's kind of weird seeing it in this. So quite often but to be fair, people with Sinners, people have said, no, it's the real deal.
I think it's slightly different to those movies in terms of biopics and like the thing about jazz, but it is also connected for sure. What's your favorite music movie then?
This is the thing. There's a few that I feel like they've done really well. So like, School of Rock is probably the best
classic
music movie, and maybe one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah, big up Jack Black.
The Boat That Rocked is also a really good movie.
Okay.
but it's not really. They're not really performing music on it. It's more like they're pirate DJs
Okay.
on like a ship, like old school pirate radio.
Is it British or?
Yeah, it's British.
I mean, if it's pirate radio, it must be.
But that's like the sort of. I like films that make me enjoy something a lot. Like when I watched Get Rich or Die Trying, I immediately got way more into 50 Cent and like understood a load more things about his music, and gives you a world to like get
it
into.
Contextualizes.
Yeah, a lot of stuff where if you're born in the countryside in Great Britain, it's like you just don't have any references to these things. Do you know what I mean? So I think the films that can do that, I really enjoy them.
Yeah, really bring you into their world.
Yeah, which some biopics have done. Like the Freddie Mercury one was sick. The Queen one, you know.
Yeah,
I thought that was really
Rami
good.
Malek, he did a great job.
Yeah, but you know, just jazz often gets done in a weird way. Soul, they did it really well. Did you ever see that Disney one?
Oh, sorry, the Pixar Soul. Yeah. I like that. Jamie Foxx was the voice. Yeah.
Yeah, normally when they go like extra mile to get musicians involved and make sure
really
that, like,
pay respect to
the thing
the
they're
lineage.
doing, then it tends to be more enjoyable for everyone, you know.
Yeah. Going back to the 2016 interview, you and Oscar shout out a lot of artists like Maxwell Owin, Ben Hawke, Kieran Kai, and Loyal Kana, right? This was back in 2016. Obviously, since then, a lot of you guys have gone on to do amazing things. How does it feel looking back at that time where the scene was just bubbling?
It's like a mixture of feelings, really. Like I feel like one of those things, you don't know what you have until it's not quite accessible anymore.
Yeah,
in terms
it's just
of,
out of reach.
Yeah, like there were so many people around at the same time in the same stage of life where they were like not quite with all the responsibilities of a full adult, but not quite like with all the kind of, I'm at school and I have to do all that stuff, like in the middle bit. And I feel like, you know, we made a lot of stuff, but it just, when you look back, you're like, wow, man, we should have tried to keep that. One thing that makes me really sad really is that lockdown kind of came in and felt like it really ended that period, and people,
it dampened
people my age.
Yeah.
By the time we came out of lockdown, it was like, okay, you got to start thinking about it. You really are an adult now. Like, that's not, can't deny it anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that really kind of, I think for a lot of people, it was just like, all right, cool. This has been fun, but like, life needs to get serious. I need to make a bit of money now. And
a lot of careers ended.
Yeah, fully, paused. Loads of nights that used to, you know.
Well, yeah, talking about nightlife, that's a whole other thing, you know.
Yeah,
like,
loads of things closed.
I worked at Ace Hotel and then they like booking the events and the DJs downstairs in the club, and that ended up closing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a kind of, and a lot of things just didn't come back, you know.
Yeah.
So with that goes a whole load of community and scene that.
Yeah, platforms for people.
Yeah, and things that I didn't realize we relied on so much. You know, that's kind of what I was saying to you about the radar thing earlier. Like, you don't know what you have until you lose it, really.
Honestly,
so it's like all the platforms that we have to community radios and things like that, like, they're not just necessarily going to be replaced by someone else wanting to, you know, especially if it's something that is not a very profitable thing.
No, and Radar lost so much money, but again, it was Newcastle's owner at the time who was like bankrolling it. And
just weathered the storm.
Yeah. Well, until it didn't, right? And it just took one very bad situation. But it was mad even for me, because again, when I started recording my show, I'd never done radio. I would just record it, send it in. They would air it at 6 a.m. on a Monday morning, which is just like ghost hours, right? Like no one's tuning in from that time here, at least. And within 6 months, we took it to live every 2 weeks. And again, like on a Saturday lunchtime, which is like, you know, essentially one of the prime times.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, I was blessed to have you and Max play, and 30 of the homies just sat there. And obviously Radar had a lot of ill and all that kind of stuff, but the staff and the people and the community sense.
Yeah, that's it. You just need the opportunity.
It's not been replicated anywhere. And a lot of places came in. I'm not even going to talk about them now, but there's a lot of places that popped up afterwards and soon dwindled because they just couldn't create the community surface. And behind the scenes, behind the curtain, money was at the core.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's difficult, man. You need those opportunities to get into stuff, and once you're in, you can grab a hold and start to meet people. But London can be quite an isolating place. So when you're trying to get into stuff and you don't know where to start, having these places that people can go and, you know, meet people and meet like-minded people is really important. So need to keep them and look after the ones that we still have, you know.
Yeah. Given Ezra has reached heights that no British act has ever reached before, do you feel like jazz has gone mainstream in this country in a different way? And if yes, how do you feel about that?
No British jazz act. Because
Sorry, did I say
Oasis?
no jazz?
Oasis they're pretty good.
wait, what did I say?
Oh, he said Ezra reached heights that no British act has reached before.
Well, I meant to say jazz, but yeah, no British jazz act.
I hear you. Just gotta be careful, man.
We're not Oasis level yet. Okay.
Yeah. There's a way to go.
Yeah. So the question was, does he feel like jazz has gone mainstream in a different way in this country? And if yes, how do you feel about that?
No, I don't think jazz has gone mainstream. I wouldn't say. I don't think I want it to go you know.
I don't think anyone wants it to go mainstream. Who is a true purveyor of the art? But I was just curious because obviously,
there's definitely more interest in it, and there's definitely more people getting into it, which is amazing.
Yeah, and creators, right? We've got like people like Berlioz, the Housey side, Jitwam.
Yeah, there's a
FKJ.
There's a whole kind of, but that world, that you know, there's a jazz and then there's a jazz adjacent world, and and then as you get, you know, especially now that people have the internet, you can kind of look around and see like what the world is into, and it's like it's still not jazz. Like, did you know what I mean? There's mainstream, and then there's like things that are, but I honestly think it's better off not being there, because kind of like what I was saying to Max, saying about Max earlier, is like once the prize is like insane amounts of money, everything gets a bit weird.
Yeah,
like that's
the corruption kicks in.
It's just guaranteed, man. And even if it's not like out and out corruption, it's like people just making dumb decisions with their music.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, not corruption as in like,
corruption of the essence.
Like, it's like the darkness eats you, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a dark thing. You could be like someone who's like, oh no, I'm just trying to feed my kids. And I'm just trying to do my thing. Like, that's why I started doing this. And then that it attracts more and more of those type of people who are like, I'm doing this for money. I've seen the route to get money. And I'm doing this thing to get money for it. And music, especially when I was younger, and probably even more so before that, didn't really attract people in that way.
Yeah. It wasn't profitable enough to...
It wasn't. Or there were people making huge amounts of money, but it wasn't seen as like an accessible...
Yeah. Those are like the wizards behind the curtains, mostly.
So it's good that music has become more accessible, for sure. But there is definitely like the gates are now more wide open for more different types of people to come in and be like, yeah, I'm doing this for money. And I respect that honesty as a thing.
Yeah, at least they're honest about it, because there are people who are hiding that.
And genuinely, like, it's kind of a settling energy to be around when you're around someone who knows themselves and knows what they want to do,
and is genuinely open about it,
and it's not trying to be sort of skulking around the fact that that's really what they want. That's pretty easy. I quite like being around that, but
because you know what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the fakery, and like, I think when things go mainstream, that stuff just gets worse. So this is not me saying I don't want jazz to have more money in it and have
more investment. Again, like tomorrow's words, we need platforms like that.
Just need more of them. Need more people getting into it.
Yeah,
but it's just a beautiful art form, man. It's like reggae, man. I think the same thing with reggae. Really, I'm like, and dub and sound system. Like, there's no money in running a sound system, really. Like, you have to be doing insanely well and working insanely hard to be making a lot of money from sound system.
Yeah,
but that acts as like a funnel, and it means that like the people who you meet doing it 9 times out of 10 are doing it because they just love the thing. Yeah, and that's a nice thing to be around in itself.
People who prioritize the art form and the culture and the lineage over
people whose life attitude is like, I'm going to make enough money and then enjoy life as much as possible.
Exactly.
And do that in whatever way I see that is.
They work to live, they don't live to work.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best way of saying it.
So back in 2016, you mentioned jazz musicians thinking that jazz hip-hop musicians didn't have to play properly, since a hip-hop song might be 4 chords, whereas a jazz song might have 60. And you mentioned how that kind of like didn't really make sense because, like Fela could vibe on a single chord for minutes at a time. And you reflected on it quite long. It was quite like a long part of the interview. How have attitudes towards jazz hip hop artists and people mixing jazz with Afro beats and double kind of stuff changed over the last 10 years in your perspective, both from the jazz elitist musicians and also from the audiences?
I think people understand hip hop a lot more now.
Yeah.
Like people back in the day, it was a lot more like kids get this, adults don't.
Yeah, and the adults think the kids are weird for getting it.
Yeah, and now those kids are adults, so
True.
and the kids still kind of get it. Do you know what I mean? So it's I don't think you don't have that confusion now with with that you don't have the same like sort of snobbishness that comes with like people saying that's not real music. You know, they've applied it. They'll just be applying it to different genres now. Obviously, like they'll be and it's hard to catch. It's hard not to catch yourself doing that sometimes as well as you get older. To hear things that much younger people have made and be like, that sounds like we finally reached the thing that's just bad, isn't it? That's really bad. But then there's been so many things that I've heard like that, and then after a while I'm like, no, I can understand where people are. And you know, to be honest, even the first time I heard Footwork, I was like, I don't get this, man. Where's the bass line?
Yeah.
Like, this is just a kick drum and some swearing on, like, genuinely felt, made me felt really old, man. I was just like, first time I heard it, I was like, this must be what, like, my parents hear when they hear, like, a lot of dance music. It's just how they would describe a lot of dance music is literally what I was hearing. And then just Max just playing it again and again in the house and watching him, like, vibe to it and understanding. And then him showing me videos of people in, you know, Chicago and areas like that doing those type of nights. Doing the, like, you know, dance offs and stuff. And it just contextualizes it, man. It's the same as you know, I've got loads of context for the dub thing because I'm like very sort of obsessed with the sound and the genre and the world that surrounds it. So I can place that music when I hear it. And when I'm listening to it, I'm thinking about sound system nights that I've been to, you know, footage that I've seen of the studios where that stuff was recorded, that kind of stuff. But I didn't have that for Footwork, so I was just hearing the sound and, you know, the cold kind of boom, 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 and just not having a reference. And I love it now, like that type of music I love. So it's like really come full circle with
and
that,
it could be intense because it's like the hi-hats and the drums can be so repetitive and so like loud and like not what you're used to, especially when it's just like the beat is just like hitting you hard, like but there's no bass again. Speaking of all of these kind of genres, because you blend jazz with so many different things, do you have a specific approach to different genres, or is it kind of just, you know, you bring your vibe, as you said, like with Maddie, you brought that, it wasn't Maddie, it was talking about someone else, but you bring the harmony. Like, do you have to approach it differently, or?
I think it's more just about the people, really. If I'm working with someone, then I'm thinking about how they approach music, and hopefully they're thinking about how I approach music, and then that kind of works. But it's on my own. It's the music I listen to, really. And to be totally honest, like the music I listen to mostly is a sort of sweet spot of like 1970s. And it's my favorite like sound. Kind of a shame in a way, because it's like, it's just technology that got used to make the music, as well as the technical ability of the musicians. I feel in that period was at like a real peak, and then after that things start to sort of creep in that seem like good things, like time-saving things, and this will make life easier. And as those things come in, the talent of people starts to, this is not me just saying everyone's got worse over time, that's not really the point, but like
the general,
like singers' ability to like sing a full take fully in tune has dwindled, because you don't need to be able to do that anymore. Like, the more sessions you do and the more people you work with who use auto-tune, start to see how it's affected. Because I come from a musical world where no one uses auto-tune. Like, people singing on jazz gigs don't use auto-tune.
You're bringing your raw.
Yeah, you're just vocals, singing, and if it sounds bad, it sounds bad, and it's awkward as hell, and it sounds terrible when it sounds bad. So it's like a horrible feeling watching someone bomb a performance tuning wise or something like that. So like, you can understand the temptation for people to use those things, but having a situation where it's like, no, you have to get really, really good at doing this thing, and then you have to learn to live with your mistakes as well. So it's the you know,
the hunger makes you hustle.
basically, and the practice and the constant like, all right, cool, well, I didn't get it that time, so we have to do it again.
And the comparison, because everyone else is also on the same path as you.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
oh my gosh, they did sick. I need to top that.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of losing that in certain regards, and like, I would say the same with the click tracks and like click track coming into recording a lot, and drummers then playing to a click track,
quantizing and all that as well.
Yeah, quantizing which you can't really do if you don't play to a click track, you know. So people start to, but even if the drummer's a great drummer, doesn't need quantizing, and is just playing on click, that is a different skill to being able to do what like a funk drummer does in the 70s or the 60s, where you just sit on a groove.
Yeah.
And it's you have to provide the whole groove.
You are the rhythm provider. Yeah.
Yeah. And then with those things, you get a bit of push and pull, and you get a bit of the sort of human things that make music really
natural warping almost.
Yeah, exactly. Same with the tuning thing. Like when singers are not using auto-tune, you get these little inflections that are impossible to recreate because they're just like someone going for a note and not quite hitting it.
Yeah.
But passionately going for it, and
it humanizes it
completely, man. And it's not just some like, I just love the, people say it about film where it's like, I love the graininess. Like it is that, but it's also the people's abilities get diminished because that's not as challenging. So it's you kind of adding all these. It's the same thing that's going to happen to us once AI is like, making your coffee in the mornings and doing all these things for you. Like people's skill sets are going to reduce.
The cost of convenience.
Yeah, you're going to get, people are probably not as good at, there probably aren't as many people who are good at cooking as there were 50 years ago because of Deliveroo. Like it's mad convenient to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing to be like, all right, cool, I'm starving, I'm really tired, I don't want to make food. So let me order food. It's like short-term good, but long-term for society, probably not great.
It's regressive for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and unless you don't care about those things.
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTube videos talking about how like the new wave of R&B singers and neo-soul adjacent singers, they have like I don't know how to describe it, like they're very timid voices and they sing quite quietly because they weren't raised in the church. And like obviously this is a separate example, but you look at Whitney Houston, for example, versus like, and again, I think all of the new wave, like I'm a big fan of SZA and all that kind of stuff, but like that style, especially because SZA kind of paved the way in some ways, but that style of vocal is very different. Yeah, and like you don't find people, and maybe it is also the production that's built around it because it's not a song that warrants, them kind of vocals. But regardless, there has been a loss of source generally across the spectrum of R&B because of that lack of competition, that lack of chasing the pinnacle from your own, your own body.
And everything's getting tweaked, man. Like that's the hard to underestimate how much stuff is getting tweaked before it
goes out. Like
between mouth and you listening to the record, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to underestimate how much like perfecting is being done in that between part. Yeah. And it's making everyone sound the same. Yeah. It's making and it's also kind of evening out the like, everyone's sick. Which kind of means that no one's sick. Do you know what I mean? Like if everyone's sick, no one's sick. It's like not in a negative way, but in like once you even out the playing field, then you don't have this like, oh man, Aretha's the best at this thing, and like so and so their tuning's a bit mad, but like they've got the most raw voice, and like you know what I mean? Like Nina Simone, it's
partially negative, but it
is in a way. It is for sure, as in it feels like that, but I don't mean that in a kind of discouraging way, but in like it's just nice to have the difference. Like Nina Simone, her tuning is kind of wild, and not all the time, but like quite a lot of concerts I've watched, it's like almost intentionally she's like singing things at like slightly weird pitches. Like the jazz saxophone player Yusef Lateef kind of does this as well, where it's like you've got tension, and then that's one of the ways of creating tension is like hitting a note and then going off it, and then
it's like wakes up.
And then she does it with the way she speaks to the crowd sometimes as well. She'll like it's almost like she's telling them off or something, and there's a tension in the room, and then she'll sit down and play like the most beautiful thing you've ever heard, and it kind of relieves the tension. But it's just that's how people do it, man, and it's different for everyone,
I guess like another way to put it is like where art is being pacified.
A little bit.
So like the art is supposed to challenge.
Yeah.
And that is one of the beauties of art. And people who challenge you, again, it's very easy to draw distinctions between people who challenge and like, you know, people who do their own thing in their own way, and they do it in a very unique way and in a very good way, relevant to them.
Yeah.
But art as a whole, creativity is being pacified to make everything palpable for everyone.
Yeah, and it does have the benefit of having a earlier access point. So it's like, yeah, more people can get into this thing now, but then you're missing out on, like, you know, I know this because I know the difference in feeling between, like, when I do a solo, when I do like a studio session and it's with a band and it's a jazz thing, and it's like a lot of focus here is on the solos and like how well people can solo essentially.
Yeah.
And then
that's your chance to flex.
Yeah, that's your kind of like your verse on a hip hop tune or whatever. That's your moment.
Yeah.
And then the feeling of playing a solo and it being not a very good one is like super crushing in that environment, because you're like, oh, that was my chance. It's not going to get any better than that kind of thing. And in the same in reverse, like when you get that right and you play a solo that you're really proud of and you're in the moment and everyone in the band is feeling it, and you come back into the, you know, the recording room and everyone's like, that was a sick solo or whatever, you really get the reward for the sort of risk that you put yourself on.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing if I play it on a MIDI keyboard and then I've got the chance to then go into the solo and correct the mistakes.
Yeah.
And it means that the stakes are just less high, so you get less reward.
Yeah, and also like when you get that reward of playing a sick solo, then being like congratulated on it, it reaffirms your pursuit of excellence.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you did a remix for Gangemi.
Yeah.
Is that what I say?
Yeah, yeah.
A young musician last year, right? So who else in the new generation of musicians and artists are you most excited about?
There's a band called Irregular. They're really talented. There's a band called Kotoa.
Okay.
Believe it's pronounced. And they're like, I think they're recording their first project now, so that'll be coming out very soon. But I saw them playing in Brixton recently. And that's like a bunch of people that I've kind of interacted with through Warriors and Connecticut Blocko and things like that.
Okay, so they're like a product of Warriors as well.
Kind of.
Like,
some of them are,
yeah.
and then some of them are just
Descendants,
from... One of them works in a record shop in Brixton that I know, so I know him through that.
Yeah.
But they're a great band, sort of mixture of reggae and sort of Afrobeat stuff and jazz. But yeah, I mean, I'm really like, you know, every time I go to Tomorrow's Warriors, I see about 15 musicians that are absolutely, you know, killing and ready to fly.
Where is it?
Tomorrow's Warriors is normally at South Bank Centre.
Oh, is it a performance? Well, it's education, right? So like
Yeah,
they're learning,
yeah.
but like they also perform. I guess you can go
They
in.
do performances, but we go in quite often to do like masterclasses
Yeah,
and stuff. So
it's not something the public can access, right? I can't go and watch Tomorrow's Warriors unless they have like
unless they have a
an
performance
annual thing or whatever. Yeah, okay, fair.
No, for sure.
What other artists have you been listening to lately?
Ooh, listen to loads of Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
Just loads of Shaka Khan, loads of live videos, loads of her records. Been listening to quite a bit of Prince, getting into like some of his earlier stuff.
Yeah.
I think like I watched the documentary and that just set me off really.
Oh, I need to see that.
It's really good. It's kind of non-musical. It's like a documentary mostly about his like business things and like his dealings with the label and like how he sort of navigated that world.
Yeah.
But it's just an interesting documentary, man. Really interesting guy.
Nice.
But yeah, I've been, you know, just what's in my record collection really. That tends to be how I listen to music nowadays.
Yeah. Still analog, yeah.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, and then if I find something good, I'll just, you know, download it on YouTube or something and take it with me.
YouTube is such a treasure.
Yeah.
Cool. So I've got a question from the past that I'm going to play real quick.
Cool.
So if you had to change one thing about the music scene that SumoChief exists in, what would it be?
It's a good question.
Yeah. Take your time. It's not.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think just relevant to you, like if you could change one thing about the music industry, what would it be?
I would, if more people understood the idea that like you can't do it on your own
Yeah.
and that a functioning like actual community and music scene is much more rewarding than like just doing well.
Yeah.
Like having that around you, even though it's kind of hectic and can be competitive, and you get all the things
personality.
Yeah, you get gossip. Like communities are communities; they come with all the things that communities come with. Like,
yeah.
But when you know, if those things pass and then you look back at them, you're like, oh well, yeah, that's a really special thing, and it's not gone, but definitely COVID, I think, did a lot of, and the lockdown thing did a lot of damage to like the way that the music scene interacts, and it took a long time to kind of come back from that. And when people did come back from that, things were a lot harder. Everything's more expensive. We'd put through all these stupid laws that mean that the whole process of touring is more difficult. The process of making vinyls, everything, they made stuff that was already difficult more difficult. So, and when that tends to happen in a scene, it's like what you've seen happen to other scenes. So
yeah.
UK hip hop had a bit of this, Broken Beat had a bit of this, where things are hard and there's not a lot of money to be had, and people can either band together in those times and enjoy what they have, or you get this kind of like crabs in the bucket effect, and someone makes it and everyone's like, fuck, I need to make it, and then everyone kind of
pull me up.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get a lot of like, you know, grime kind of had it, but then it sort of survived it and like in a really beautiful way. And I think there's actually a lot of camaraderie in that scene, especially from the guys that have like made it through from the beginning era to this era.
Yeah.
And they're still friends, like that. Those type of things, I'm like, that's impressive, man, that they've managed to make that work.
Yeah, and I feel like the new generation of grime as well, there's a lot more unity. Perhaps because sometimes they think the OGs don't respect them and don't try and help them.
They need to band together.
Again,
but yeah,
you can either work out or you can't.
Yeah.
I feel like COVID and coming out of COVID as well, whether it's for like the new generation, like people who are 18, who are now 23, or like our generation or the older generation, being inside so long, it added like, and also like the ups and downs of lockdown, all that kind of stuff, it added a lot of fear and like a lot of distrust as well. I think
at the same time as that, we kind of introduced these weird kind of like online court systems where it's like the online people decide, you know,
judge and jury.
Yeah, someone say something and it's like, all right, cool, your time is done now. And then, you know, it was happening a lot at those times. And even though a lot of those situations were like, yeah, what that person said, I don't agree with that, that's messed up.
Yeah.
I think it created a kind of weird, slightly weird culture of like, everything's, you can really see this with music interviews. So if you watch music interviews nowadays, everyone's great at interviews, man. Everyone's like, oh yeah, they know that they say the right thing. No one's bad at it. Like everyone just says the right thing, knows how to plug the right people. Yeah. Never looks like a bad person, never looks like a prick, never says anything out of line, never mean to the interviewer, you know, those type of, and then if you look at interviews in the 70s, like there's some of them are shambles because it's just like people being the genuine selves, whether that's good at interviewing or not.
Yeah. Even Nardwar has had to deal with some like really, really rude guests all the way back to like early 2000s and 90s.
It's a madness, which is like, you don't want rudeness but you also don't want fakeness. So it's like, there's no point me being polite to you today if inside I'm like, this guy's a prick. Let me just get out of here.
I'm going to talk behind my back. Like,
and then as soon as I get home, I'm like, man, fuck that guy. Like that type of thing is not as, it's much better that everything's just honest. So even if you feel like that, just the honesty of that is like a thing.
Yeah, you know, and it makes the interview more genuine and more compelling.
Yeah,
like the person more compelling because they're real.
Yeah, everyone gravitates towards it. Whether you're like, oh, I don't agree with that thing they said. It's like just the honesty, man, is starting to be missing from. Yeah. You know, like if someone asks someone what their opinion is of an artist, it's very rare to see someone say like, I don't like that person. Yeah. I'm not into their music. You just won't say it because it's as a career move, it's not a good career move.
Or even just to be like, I haven't heard that album. Like
that's very rare. When you see that, you're like, well, honesty.
Like people are so worried about a single tweet and like one of my mates, like, because I'm leaving TikTok and another of my mates is leaving TikTok as well. We were just having this conversation right before the interview, and he's like, he's thinking about going into the drinks. Like he used to work in drinks, right? Like now he's in tech in terms of like marketing and all that kind of stuff. He was literally saying like, he's not sure about drinks. One, because like obviously kids are drinking less and like in general society is drinking less than ever before. But he tied it and connected it in a way that I'd never seen. He was like, everyone has their phones out now. And like when kids are at parties and stuff, you don't want to make a fool of yourself in the slightest way because it can get misconstrued. Obviously, there's like violations and things that are completely wrong.
Yeah.
But like everyone wants to be so on point, and we judge people, and people judge so harshly and have this holier than thou attitude.
Yeah.
That like everyone is so conscious now that they can't even be themselves. And it is another form of societal conditioning.
Yeah, it's not good, man. And it's not good for kids growing up in it. I don't think like it definitely killed dancing. It killed, not completely. People still dance, but
Ezra bringing it back.
Yeah, we're bringing it back, but it's narrowed it down to like a group of people that feel comfortable in public. Do you know what I mean?
And those are the outliers. Like everyone else is against the walls now. Like it's prom night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's not a good atmosphere to create, really.
Not at all, and that's not where our lineage comes from as well.
Yeah,
in this country.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, next question from old Seán.
Is there anyone that you want to see live that you haven't yet?
Who do you think you said to that back in 2016?
Did I say D'Angelo?
Nah.
I don't know.
It was an artist I don't know, but yeah. I'll play the artist first.
Pat Thomas and the Aquarii area band.
Yeah.
I keep missing them at festivals. They'll be playing at festival and they'll be playing at like the same time.
I don't know whether they're playing anymore.
That sucks.
Something. Just mad.
Pat who, sorry?
So the band is Pat Thomas.
Yeah.
And the Aquarii area band.
Alright, I'm gonna look it up to try and
Ghana. He's from Ghana. The band are from
it's like 20
all
more
over,
seconds.
like mad mix of people.
Okay. Not just Africa.
Nah, the MD is like Craig David's MD and
right.
Really? Yeah, it's a mad.
That is a small world moment right there.
Well, like used to be Craig. Some shit like that, But
Craig, that's just.
bro, it's a sick band.
Even Oscar was surprised.
Really sick band. I've watched videos, got the album, but I've just never seen them live.
Yeah.
I think my answer would be Shaka Khan, man. I've never seen her live.
That's a great answer.
And she embodies everything that I like about music, man. She's musical, she enjoys it. Her voice is incredible, but she's part of the band. She's not like the singer. Like she can solo, she can improvise.
Yeah.
Can push her voice. And then just the songs that she's written are just like, it's a bit like a case of the Stevie Wonder thing where you just wrote so many classics that they're all incredible. There's no like standout, this is the hit. It's like they're kind of all
every
hits.
Banger is different, but a banger
They're
in
all
its own
bangers.
right.
Yeah. And she can still sing like that, man. Her Tiny Desk is insane.
I need to see it.
It's really good, man. And the band she has is incredible. It's just like the things that I love about music are all present there,
Yeah.
But she's also not like, she's not relying on anything apart from the musical talent, She's a beautiful woman and she's like got stage presence, but it's not like, I'm trying to think of an example, but like someone
Theatrics or
there's no theatre, there's no Prince level
yeah
stage show stuff. It's just like her
it's her in her raw energy.
microphone, and she's just good enough that you don't need any of that other stuff.
Yeah. What can we expect from you for the rest of the year or in the next 12 months?
Obviously be touring the album, so you can expect live interpretations of the music.
October featuring Mia Koden.
Yeah, October 24th, we're going to be in London, Hackney Church. We're going to play in Paris, Manchester, play in Amsterdam.
Yeah, Europe.
Belgium, yeah.
Yeah.
My brain's not on it, but yeah. We'll be around. Check online if you want to find out where we're playing.
Yeah.
So I'll be working towards that and getting a set for that and getting a show ready. And then after that, I'll probably have some sort of dub versions and remixes come out from the album. I've been trying to work with a few people that I like the sound of to just reinterpret some of the tunes. And I'll be making my own dub versions of tunes because I mixed it, so I've got all the stems, so I can kind of just dip back into the songs whenever I want, which is a real bonus of mixing it.
Yeah.
I don't have to like pay anyone to like do another mix for me, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
you've
just
got
like
access.
I've got the mix.
It's like your masters. Yeah.
That's the final mix. So yeah. And then after that, some more stuff on Aquarii, man, but stuff that I can't announce yet because we're not there yet.
Can we expect some more collaborations from you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've got a bunch of collaborations up the sleeve.
Cool. That's it for the interview. Thank you so much for being here, bro.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure as always, man.
Love.